Uh, Hello everyone, I am Dr. A. Nagalakshmi, Assistant Professor, Department of BCom Finance in Dr. S.N.S. Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Coimbatore. I am here to explain a case study in corporate accounting and that is in the problem of retirement. The case study on practical problems. The sum, that is the problem on retirement of a partner, is there are three partners, Ram, Jadu and Madhu. They were the partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio 3:2:1. On 1st January 2014, Jadu retired from the firm. So one partner, Jadu, retires. On the date of balance sheet, on that date, balance sheet was as follows. So here, at the date of retirement, the balance sheet of the partnership firm is on liabilities, sundry creditors 5,000, reserve 6,000, bills payable 2,600, capital account of Ram, Jadu and Madhu is 20,000. 15,000 and 12,000. The total of balance liabilities is 60,600, and the assets cash in hand 600, debtors is 15,000 less provision 1,500. The total debtors is 13,500. Stock is 18,500. Furniture 8,000. Buildings 20,000. The total is 60,600. The terms of retirement were: goodwill is to be valued at 12,000. Buildings is to be appreciated by 5,000. Furniture is to be depreciated by 1,000. Provision for bad debts is to be increased by 400. Jadu's capital account is to be transferred to his loan account. Pass the necessary journal entries in the books of the firm and also prepare the balance sheet of the firm. Now we are going to see the journal entries. We are going to see the journal entries of Ram, Jadu and Madhu on the retirement. 2014 January 1st, Ram's capital account and Madhu's capital account is to be debited and the amount is to be credited to Jadu's capital account for the adjustment of goodwill. So in 3:1 ratio, that 12,000 is the total goodwill. In the total goodwill, Jadu's share is 4,000. That 4,000 is to be shared by the remaining partners Ram and Madhu in the gaining ratio 3:1. So 3,000 is to be debited in Ram's capital account, Madhu's capital account is to be debited by 1,000, and the total 4,000 is the goodwill amount to be credited to retiring partner Jadu's capital account. Next is the appreciation of asset. Buildings account debtor 5,000 to revaluation account 5,000. Next is the decrease in the value of asset and increase in the liabilities. So revaluation account debtor 1,400 to furniture account 1,000 to provision for bad debts is 400. Next, the revaluation account is to be drawn by crediting building account and debiting furniture and provision for bad debts account. The balance of 3,600 is to be, that is the profit on revaluation, is to be credited to all the three partners capital account in 3:2:1 ratio. 3,600 is shared as 1,800, 1,200 and 600, and it is to credited in the all the partners capital account. Next is reserve. The undistributed reserve is to be credited to all the partners capital account in the ratio 3:2:1. The total amount of reserve is 6,000. 6,000 is shared among the partners in 3:2:1 ratio. Next, the last journal entry is after drawing the partner's capital account, the balance of the capital of the retiring partner Jadu is to be transferred to Jadu's loan account. Now we are going to see the balance sheet. The balance sheet of Ram and Madhu after Jadu's retirement as on 1st January 2014 is to be prepared by considering two things. One is adjustment of goodwill, working notes. adjustment of goodwill, and partners capital account. Partners capital account is to be that is all the all the amounts which has to be credited to partners is to be credited to the partner account, and the amount which are all debited from the partners capital account is to be debited, and finally the closing balance of the capital is found, and the retiring partners balance is should not be shown as to balance carried down, and it is to be transferred to capital account. Okay, and loan account. So to Jadu's loan account is 22,200, and the remaining partners capital closing capital is 21,800 for Ram, and 12,600 is for Madhu. Now finally we are drawing the balance sheet. The partners capital account is Ram is 21,800 and Madhu is 12,600. Jadu's loan account is 22,200. Sundry creditors 5,000. Bills payable 2,600. Here on the asset side, buildings 2,000 plus appreciation 500, 25,000. Furniture 8,000 minus 1,000, that is depreciation. 7,000 is the total furniture account. Stock is 18,500. Debtors 15,000 minus 1,900 because 400 is to be increased. So 1,500 plus 400, 1,900 is to be deducted from debtors, and cash in hand is 600. So the total of the liabilities and the asset is 64,200. So this is what the problem on Jadu's retirement. Thank you for your attention.